I'm Warwick Spencer from the Church of the Advent and the Advent Foundation, and I'm here with Woody Willard today in the church to talk about the work that St Helenas Commission does. So Woody, welcome.
Thank you.
If you would, tell us about the St Helenas Commission and its mission. What is its purpose?
The St Helenas Commission is a committee that came out of monies that had been donated to the Advent Foundation. And each year the foundation allocates a certain portion of the earnings and gives it to the St Helenas Commission in order to be used to maintain the integrity of our church buildings, and our church grounds for the replacement of mechanical as well as other type things so that it can be preserved in a way that we're all very proud of.
And you've been on the commission now for a number of years, I believe.
Yes. Probably been on 7 or 8 years and been its chairman for about 3 to 4 years.
And you mentioned that the money that is spent by the commission to maintain the church and its related facilities, that's allocated from the Advent Foundation, is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. Each year we probably get somewhere between $85,000 to $90,000 a year that we have to allocate toward replacement and maintenance, but not general maintenance. We have decided over the last probably 2 to 3 years that the St. Helenas agreed and the vestry approved us spending these dollars for maintenance contracts that are involved in maintaining an annual maintenance contract, things for the elevator, things for the heating and air condition type system, things for some of the kitchen equipment and kitchen hood. So those are all funded. Those maintenance contracts are funded by the St. Helenas. Mm-hmm. St. Helenas does not pay for general maintenance and repairs, but it will pay for the annual maintenance, and it'll pay for replacement of certain equipment.
And that's important, the maintenance agreements, because that extends the useful life of those systems, I would guess. So that's important.
Correct. That's correct. So we're maintaining through those maintenance contracts the integrity and preservation of all of the major systems of our church.
So if a parishioner has an idea for a project that has to do with the physical plant here, or sees something that may need some work, how does that parishioner bring that to the church's attention? What's the process for that?
Okay. If a parishioner sees something going on that they think needs some attention, then they probably need to bring it to our church administrator or to Ned, or bring it to someone on the vestry. The vestry will sort of take a preliminary look at that and do some work, and if it is involved with something that they think that the St. Helenas Fund can help in the expense or fund, then the vestry will then send it to St. Helenas, and we will make sure and vet it to make sure that it does meet the requirements of the St. Helenas. And if it does, then typically we will take it and go out and try to get some bids and work toward getting those items replaced or items replaced.
Right. What do you think what would you say is the biggest misunderstanding that parishioners here at the Advent may have about the work of St. Helenas?
I think there's a lot of people that believe that the money can be spent on basically any really type projects that the church deems to be, or some segment of the church deems to be needed or appropriate. Mm-hmm. It cannot be used for general maintenance. It cannot be used to fund any major partial funding of any sort of major project.
Right.
If we wanted to build a new building, then these funds cannot go toward the building of that building. Those monies have to be raised outside this. These funds were strictly given and are allocated to maintain the existing buildings and the existing structures in a very workable and very meaningful manner.
Good. And not only existing structures, but any new structures that may be built over time as well. Right?
Sure, once the new structures are built, if they have some additional maintenance contracts with them, then the St. Helenas, I hope in the future, would then continue the process that we're doing now and fund those annual maintenance contracts.
Good. So what's your favorite part about working on St. Helenas Commission? What would you say, Woody?
I think the St. Helenas Commission has given me an opportunity to be more involved at the Advent in the line of work that I do as an appraiser and as a real estate broker and at one time property manager. These physical assets have meaning to me, having grown up in Spartanburg. Even though I did not grow up in this church, but I knew a lot of people that did. And then after getting married, and I joined this church in 1982. And I think it's very important that that this facility, as unique as it is, as much as it represents our past, but also will represent the future of this church and this congregation, it needs to be preserved, and I'm just glad I'm able to have a part in that.
Well, we're glad you are too. The work that you and the commission do is obvious. We get to take advantage of it, enjoy it every week and every Sunday, and we are grateful for that and appreciate you taking the time to tell us a little bit about the commission's work today.
Great.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
See you.